good morrow, everyone. Welcome back to the table. And you may notice, we're not at the table. We're kind of close to the table, but we're actually in our living room because we're doing a little something different today. Also, I love breaking out this microphone. It sounds so wonderful and it's colorful. Why wouldn't we want this microphone to be here, okay? I don't even mind holding it. I did lose the standy stand for it, like the one that would allow it to, but that's fine. I probably honestly threw it away. But we're doing something different. We're gonna sit down and have a little chat, alright? It's you and me and my cute little gallery wall that we got going on here, okay? I want to talk about a couple tablescape ideas that I have for girls' night, Galentine's Day, Valentine's Day. I talked about this a little bit before, that I really had some interesting ideas. I was kind of sick of everyone doing the same heart-themed Galentine's Day. But I find that these are really multifaceted and could be great themes for a bachelorette party, a girls' weekend, or just like a party you want to throw to celebrate the people you love. So I'm going to talk about each one because honestly, to do each of these tablescapes, that would have been a 4-hour video and y'all weren't going to enjoy that. I wasn't going to enjoy making it. So we're going to talk about each theme. We're going to go through decor options, how I'd set up the table, some menu options, and maybe like some little activities that you could do with these. And then we will go from there. Alright? Let's get into it. I do have my trusty dusty laptop here to remind me of some of the things. Because let me tell you, every time we think about this, this is not like off the cuff kind of stuff. This is like planned and thought out. There's a lot that goes into this, okay? So, first of all, there are 4 themes that I'm going to go over. They each are kind of a little bit of a twist, but all of them I would say have sort of like a red and pink theme. You could make them all neutral, and they're very multifaceted. Like I said, I really picture these for like a girls' trip, a bachelorette party, a Galentine's Day, something like that. But you can do whatever, okay? If you just want to throw a party for your friends, go nuts. Pop off, okay? So, the 4 we're going to go over are Strawberry Shortcake, Dirty Shirley, Lucky Girl, and Cupid's Bow, okay? The Cupid's Bow one, you could kind of have a different name, but we'll get into that, okay? We're going to start with Strawberry Shortcake, alright? Now, this is the vision for Strawberry Shortcake, okay? She's very girly. Think like Strawberry Shortcake, if you were born in like the 90s, I imagine that you know that there used to be a doll, a Strawberry Shortcake doll. This is like what I imagine, okay? I think of like the red and white checkered, the like strawberry themed food, like a picnic, crafty grandma moment, And I think there's a lot of potential with this. One, because red checkered picnic doily moment is so in. You could do so much with this, alright? And these are just like, this is like a general aesthetic, some ideas I have, if you will. The main thing I want to emphasize with this is I think this has a lot of potential for activities. So I think you can really heavily lean into that crafting moment and do a lot with this party. So let's say you can do this inside or outside too. Like if you really want to lean into that picnic theme, I would go with a lot of red checkered or even just any colored checkered patterning tablecloth, table linens, maybe even if you want to do like disposable plates, that would be another great option. Or just doing sort of solid pops of red and white, like doing that nice contrast will really create this sort of ambiance. I also love the idea of adding like wood textured elements into this. Like if you have either like sort of like natural textures to mimic that like picnic basket moment, to add those natural elements in. I think that will be a really pretty, also pop with the red. I also think keeping the picnic theme makes it really easy for you because picnics are very much like a la carte style party, if you will. And so you can carry that theme whether it's inside, outside, or whether you actually end up like doing a picnic. So let's say you are just doing it inside, food wise. I would stick to things that are very like grab and go. So let's say we're doing it inside, right? We have a lot of options with like, I think you should do like kind of grab foods. If you want to do like a candy bar, like a popcorn bar, that would be really funny to kind of lean into those sweets. That would be really cutesy. You could also do little sandwiches. So if you want to go all out, I really like the idea of like a grilled cheese bar or like a hot sandwich bar where everyone can kind of like build their own sort of thing. But also you could do, if you want to do a different build your own option, let's just do a build your own strawberry shortcake. You can do little biscuits, or you could do like angel food cake and have strawberries and whipped cream, or maybe do some other fruit like chocolate chips to mix it up. Definitely lean into that like grab, build your own, sort of have your own adventure moment. And then if you want to do drinks, you could do these cocktails or mocktails, but I thought, what are some good sweet kind of candy or strawberry themed cocktails? Strawberry basil spritz. This is so good. It's like a strawberry puree with sparkling water, a little basil simple syrup. So good. Or do a little cotton candy cocktail, and you can put the little cotton candies on top that evaporate. If you want to do this mocktail, you would just do club soda and like a sweet cotton candy, maybe like a sweet strawberry drink. Just add in your alcohol of choice. So good. If you want to do some activities at this or some final touches for this, I think you should kind of lean into like a whole group crafting moment. Do like some DIY tote bags where you get little patches or letters, or you get like vinyl of everyone's names, or you get like fabric markers and let everyone draw on little tote bags, or little like crop tops. That would be so cute. Or I would do like friendship bracelets, DIY keychains, like really lean into your 10-year-old girl crafting moment and have all kinds of different activities for things, like have different things people can customize and build. I think that's such a fun option. Okay, so we've done strawberry shortcake. She is done. We've gone over tablescape, food, some little extra touches. Next we're gonna switch gears, okay? We're doing strawberry shortcake's bad older sister, okay? This is Dirty Shirley, mama, okay? I really like this one because I think this gives everyone an excuse to be hot and sexy, and I always love an excuse for that, okay? I think this makes a great bachelorette party theme, but also a great Galentine's Day. Do you see the vibes? It's so good. And I think Dirty Shirley is like classy with like a hint of sexy. It And I think cherries kind of give that moment. It's like the balance of sweet and sexy, you know? So I think this is sort of like a little dark, a little moody, but you keep it light. I think that is sort of the juxtaposition of Dirty Shirley, and I love the idea of leaning a little bit into this sort of not. I would either go retro with this or go kind of antique-y. Like, some of these you'll kind of see that there's this, like, a little bit of a floral moment, but I think you can do a lot of stuff with, like, some crystal glassware in this, some nice crisp white table linens, like really keeping it nice and classy and light. Popping elements of gold into this would be really helpful. And then doing accent things with cherries, like doing real cherries on the table or doing these like deep red accents will really sort of make this pop. I would honestly keep it very simple though. I think that's a big plus of doing this style party is you can keep your decor really simple, kind of lean into like candles and other things of that nature that elevate the space without creating too much work for you. That's always a plus. And I think everyone should wear cute little cherry moments, you know? Like really lean into that theme for real. I mean, obviously, if we're doing food, I think a lot of these have potential to be like a whole meal. I think whenever you throw a party, you should feed people. Is that not a given? Anyways, but if you want to do like a full sit down meal, I think this one has the best potential to do a whole sit down meal, right? Because cherries go really well in a lot of like dinner dishes, like a really popular combos like cherries and balsamic. So you could do like cherry balsamic glaze with a lot of different meats, like especially like a red meat. You could do meatballs, you could just do like steaks. With this, I think if you want to do a full meal, I would lean into that. But you can always still do things like charcuterie with the cherries. You can lean into like the cherry and chocolate moment. You could do a dessert bar and do like a black forest moment, you know, with the cherries and chocolate. I think there's a lot of potential with a lot of these dishes. If we're doing cocktails, you know we're gonna have Dirty Shirleys. I mean, it's just it's an easy softball throw, and they're delicious. If you don't like Dirty Shirleys, that's something we need to discuss in therapy, okay? And then another suggestion I have is a cherry amaretto sour, okay? Think about this. It's like you have fun. You could even add this in as like an activity to do where maybe part of the group activities you do like a little cocktail moment and you make cherry amaretto sours because this cocktail is a little bit more work, right? It has like an egg white in it. That's like you got to do a dry shake before a cold shake, and I think that changes up the vibe a little bit, but I think it's so fun to do a little makeshift cocktail class or to just like do it with everyone around. You get fun cocktails and you get to try something new. That's a big win-win. Another fun thing I think you could do with this is do like a little mini gift exchange, but everyone has to get something cherry themed. And I think you can tell people to be really creative with this, right? Because you could have people who are just not into the cherry aesthetic. Like when you think cherry aesthetic, my immediate thought is like I'm getting little cherry drop earrings. No, there are so many other things. Like you could get lipsticks that are the shade cherry. You could get like something from a brand that has cherry in the name. Like be creative with how you're incorporating that cherry moment in the gift and set a budget that's comfortable for everyone, whether it be $5 or $50. Do what's best for everyone though. Okay? Next, we have a theme that I really leaned into because I think this is just so popular right now. You see bows everywhere right now. And I just kind of really wanted to lean into that. Excuse this trash truck, just absolutely bussing it down. So I don't think you're going to be in short supply of decorations, other ways to incorporate this. I think bows are so in right now, and I think that's why it makes this theme really easy to run with. Cupid's bow, for the name, works really well for a Galentine's Day, but if you wanted to, we're just going to ignore that. If you wanted to do this for a bachelorette party, you could call it Tying the Knot, because it's a bow themed party. Like, that just makes so much sense. And this one, the tablescape aspect is going to be super simple, right? Because you're looking at almost basically keeping everything plain. I would do white, gold, and silver as your main colors. If you want to lean into pinks, like obviously you can do the bows in whatever color suits you, but keeping everything really neutral and then sort of adding in these like bow accents all over the place gives you this moment to like add pops of color or add more visual textural interest that I think you can really run with, because you could get a table runner with bows all over it, because those aren't hard to find right now. You could run to TJ Maxx and find 50 of them probably. So you could get little bow candlesticks, or you can make them. I think this is another great one for like very flexible budgeting, whether you want to DIY things like this or you want to buy them straight up. Another reason why I love themes like this is, one, like, also I love stationery. I don't know if y'all know this about me, but I love stationery. And I think sending out invitations, like real paper invitations, is a hoot. Okay, a hoot and a holler. Doing little bow invitations and telling people to wear an outfit with some type of bow in it is another really like fun element that you can add into this, because that also gives flexibility to people. So let's say like we want to wear the dress with the giant bow on the back. That's great, but also if we're being practical and we're hosting the party and maybe we have to cook or do some things, maybe we just keep it subtle. Maybe we wear like a cute little bow sweater. Maybe we put a couple little bows in our hair, little bow clips, and we call it a day. You know, the world is your oyster. Just run with it, honestly. I really love the idea of this one being sort of like tea themed, or leaning into like cutesy little snacks. So like doing tea sandwiches I think is really fun, or just doing like tiered stacks of finger foods is a really cute way to also incorporate some of those bow themed elements. You could also really run with this and do like brunch, because food for brunch can be really elevated and cutesy in a way. You could do like parfaits, you could do little stacks of pancakes, things like that. Or like I said, run with that tea idea and do little sandwiches, maybe little like tartlets, macarons, things like that. I love that idea. I also love the idea of when you do a brunch, you can do breakfast and lunch, so you could have like little charcuterie cups and sandwiches and pancakes. I think brunch is just an excuse to make whatever the hell you want to make, and that's why I like to do it. I love savory food over sweet food a lot of the time, and there's way more savory non-breakfast foods that you're allowed to eat if it's brunch time. Shout out to Eggs Benedict, honestly. Cocktails for this, you gotta do some type of martini. Or like a Cosmo, bows on a little martini glass, so cute. If you really want to keep it simple, just do some bows on some wine glasses. But if you're doing this in like the summertime, you could do like some type of gin cocktail. I really love Empress gin that turns it like that pretty pink color. And you can just do like Empress gin, lemon juice, and Prosecco and do like a take on a French 75. Or you could do like little pink martinis and put in a little something that turns it pink, whether it be like raspberry liqueur, strawberry puree, something like that, to give it like a cutesy pink element, or whatever color you're doing. Maybe you just add in some extra like fruit flavor for everyone at the party. Cupid's bow activities, I think if you're doing this for a bachelorette party, you're gonna kind of lean into like those boring cutesy games that you do at a lot of bachelorette parties that are fine. You know, that is what it is. I don't know. This is giving the kind of party, where everyone's gonna sit around and spill the tea. It's giving, that should be the activity. I think you should just lean into that, honestly. Because I think this is, the Cupid's bow one is giving if you're not really into the activities. If you're just kind of getting together to get together, I think this is the one you should more so lean into rather than a lot of the other ones. I saved the best theme for last. This one is my personal favorite. I would love to throw a party this theme. I think it has so much potential, and I think it's fun. And like I said, I love a sexy theme, and I love dark and moody. That's just my personal vibe. So this is the one I would really lean into, and it's Lucky Girl. Okay? I think this is such a fun take on like a game night, because this is like, you could take this so many ways. If you really want to stick with like this aesthetic, I really recommend it. I think you can do like this sort of dark, moody, sexy game night aesthetic, but I also think you could slightly take this in like now hear me out, like a Western aesthetic, and you could do like it's poker, but it's like Texas Hold'em poker. You know what I mean? So you could run with like a little bit more of like this Western vibe, or you can sort of lean into this like deep pool hall vibe. I see both sides of the coin with this one, but I really love that you can expand this into like keeping people interested, but you can do a lot with the tablescape. So you now get this like dark, edgy moment. You can do playing cards as like a table accent. I think that's such a fun, creative way to do things. Like, you can do custom playing cards with everyone's name on them as like table markers. Or you could do, one of the things that I love to do with tablescapes is use craft paper and roll it out, and then you can actually write on the table, like put like player 1 and then put the person's name. I think that is such a cool, fun idea. Or you could like make a scoreboard for everyone, and so everyone knows who's coming to the party. I love that concept. And I love also the concept of that you can run with a lot of dark, moody colors. So let's say you lean into that kind of like pool hall poker night moment. You could do like the table with that sort of green color of like a pool table, and then do like neutral colors for everything else, like do pops of black or white for your plates. Or you can just go straight up with your table. If you have a poker table, mama, have the whole party on it. Are you joking? That's so slay. I think you can also do a lot with florals with this one, especially roses. Like, if you've ever been to like the MGM, they have so many roses. It also smells like roses so hard in that place. I think there's just a lot of that moment going on, and I think that goes perfect with like a romance-y type of vibe. Food-wise, I definitely think this one is leaning hard on savory snacks. That's just sort of the vibe. Like, it's giving bar food. Do you know what I mean? I think you could do like nachos, loaded fries. Those are great things to like individually portion out, or do like make your own sort of things if you want to do like that make your own style bar that we've talked about a lot. You could do like little sliders if you want to do like little burger or chicken sliders. Um Things that are like nice and grab and go, but lean into that like playful touch of Las Vegas energy. I think you could do fun desserts too, like lean into like death by chocolate or like black velvet cake instead of doing a red cake, doing red velvet, doing black velvet, or doing like a deep dark chocolate moment. I think you have a lot of options with the food here because it's playful, it's fun. We're trying to exude fun. It's game night, okay? Of course, if we're coming to the casino, you best believe we're pulling slots and getting free drinky poos, all right? And the thing we're serving is Lucky Lady cocktails. Now, I think you could just make vodka crayons and call them Lucky Lady cocktails. Put like a little cutesy cocktail skewer in it and call that a Lucky Lady, or get, if you want to pop off and spend a little extra money, get like some custom little playing card themed disposable cups. Very fun. Or you could do, because if you actually are going to sit down and like play a group game or play poker, even doing like a punch would be really fun for this. Doing something that's like, you could do little ice cubes in it, shaped like the things on playing cards, like hearts and spades and clubs and diamonds, to go in the punch to add to the theme. I think those are some really great choices to add a little bit more zhuzh to your cocktails. Now we can talk games. Okay? I do think y'all should just try to learn poker. I learned poker when I was only Texas Hold'em poker, and I learned it as a teenager from my high school friend group. But then I learned how to really hone my skills on the Nintendo Switch. Something to think about. But you could also play blackjack. If there are a lot of people, you could do different rounds of stuff, or do like a little moment where you teach everyone how to deal cards or shuffle cards. I need a lesson on how to do that. You could also just play like regular fun games together. You could play Jackbox or Telestrations, like, or Mario Kart. There's no limit to having to play these like casino style games. I just think it adds that little extra fun element, because especially if you're going to do up a table, I think it's fun to use it multi-purposefully. Like, if you want, you can even put games on the table and use it multifacetedly. Like I said, with the craft paper, if you want, you can let people put out stuff for people to draw on the table and play games next to each other. That's another great way to get people who maybe don't know each other to kind of open up a little bit, but also keep people interested and engaged the whole time everyone's together. It's very different, and it's cheap, and it's super fun. I think the overwhelming goal with all of these really is to get people to think differently, a little outside the box. Do something that is a theme that everyone can get behind, but really suits the vibe you're looking for at the party, and also gives people this like interest, right? Gives them like something to engage with, something different that they haven't seen before, And I think that's what a really big part of like doing tablescapes or doing themed parties is anyone can put food out on the table and bring people over that they like and have a good time. That's not what this is about, because of course we all want to come and sit at the table and enjoy each other's company. That's part of the process. That's part of what we love about coming to the table. This is to add that spice and creativity that you want to add. Do something interesting for you. Do something interesting that allows people to bring out a different side of them, engage in a different way, and sparks joy in people, you know? I think all of these themes have something really unique about them and have different times and places that they can be used. And I really hope that you give them a chance, try them out, put your own little spin on them, or even just pull some of your own inspiration from this. You know, I know this week we didn't actually sit down and do one of these at the table, but I think this is a really good way to showcase different kinds of themes and how you can kind of take inspiration from them and do something on your own. So I hope you do, and I hope you enjoyed this. And I will see you at the table next time. Bye.